the microphone issues. And then we can actually just get going again. Oh, I didn't want to do that. And now it's going to do this. Right, so click on that. Just setting it up. NVIDIA and NVIDIA and YouTube don't play very nicely together, so I have to do a few things live, unfortunately. And it's not overly keen on that, but it matters not. We'll start properly in just a few moments' time. Right, so let's hear how all that sounds back. Give that a save. And pop out, and then we can get going and get testing. So, bear with me just one moment. I just want to make sure the technical difficulties are out of the way. So for those of you that are watching in the future, and this will all mean absolutely nothing, almost certainly. But for those that are here now, anybody that is watching live now, please do let me know if the voice sounds horrifically crackly. I've fiddled around, and it hopefully should be resolved now. The sound's perfect now. Thank you very much, Scott Davis and Rick Vellner. Perfect. We can actually dive in then. Right, so 15 minutes later than planned, we can get going. Just for those that are interested, there was a live stream a moment ago. It was 7 minutes long. The voice was crackly as horrible, and I have done nothing to change that. I've literally just stopped streaming and started streaming again. So that just gives you an idea of how temperamental computers annoyingly can be. It wasn't that it was choosing the wrong mic. The mic settings were fine. It just was coming back crackly. I have absolutely no idea. But anyway, welcome to you all. My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. We are playing as Zol Amroth. This is hopefully going to be the final episode. We will hopefully take Barad-dûr in this episode. We've got troops coming up from Dol Amroth, moving up here to Minas Ithil, as we have renamed it to actually Tirith Lome. And I'll stick with that because I quite like the sound. This will be the final episode, as I say. So if you did miss the last episode, just a very brief recap. Our main army here in Tirith Lome was absolutely annihilated because I commanded my army poorly and let them die at the hands of great beasts. A Rohirrim army, however, did well in Gelebrin, or in the Dagorlad, the battle plain, the dead marshes, and they took that village from Mordor. So Mordor is now trapped. They need to get through Tirith Lome. Either that or they've got to go all the way around the Black Gate. That is where we are at. And hopefully we will, as I say, defeat Mordor today. Not defeat them, but at least get Barad-dûr. But whatever happens today, this is the last Dol Amroth episode. So this is the last time you see your boys in blue out here fighting for the safety, security, and prosperity of mankind. Because we will then be swapping out for Ened Wyth, who are now pretty much done and dusted. The only thing that will not be in the Ened Wyth campaign is their ultimate unit, their uber elite tier unit. That one has not been created, and it will not feature. But otherwise you'll get to see all of Ened Wyth's new stuff. And as usual, and as last time, if you have any questions at all, if you are actually here live watching along with me at 11:15 on a Saturday morning, if you have any questions at all, just ask them over here. I'm pointing. You can't see the second screen, but it's just there. And if you've got any questions, then please do post them, and I will answer what I can. I can't tell you when version 5 is coming because we just don't know. That's why we give the silly answer of 7, because we have no idea when version 5 is coming. But Ened Wyth's ready, Anduin is ready. Apart from one minor point on Ened Wyth, which I've already mentioned. And thereafter, Dunland need doing. The Reunited Kingdom need doing. And Khand and Moria need doing. So we are a ways away. Michael Watkins, while we wait for the Great Beast to cross this bridge, asks, "Hey Gallo, I love the Northern Dunedain. Any chance once you have the culture requirement in Numinous, you can get the Sons of Numenor right away and not have to wait 16 turns for them to replenish?" No. There's nothing we can do about that. Without a really onerous script. Something I think we could do is spawn a unit of Sons of Numenor and then instantly disband. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. No, there's nothing you can do. That's just the way the game works, and that's a hard-coded feature we can't get around. So if you are waiting to recruit a thing and you get the culture requirement, you always will have to wait for it to for it to replenish essentially one set. So if it takes 16 turns to replenish, you've got to wait 16 turns. There's no way around that. And the reason the thing I was just saying about spawning a unit won't work is because you need a certain triggering event in scripting, and a triggering event cannot be reached X culture. That's not a possible option. So there's no way of checking for that. And also you can't delete individual units unless they are a general. And even then it deletes the general, not the unit with him. So we wouldn't be able to do that. So no is the very long answer. Walrus Man asks, hey Gallo, can you please explain why arrow towers you made arrow towers so OP? I can, Walrus Man. The reason arrow towers are overpowered is because attacking cities should be very, very difficult. And in the base, well, in base Medieval 2, it really is. We've toned it down from base Medieval 2, honestly. From attacking cities should be hard, and in the base Third Age, it just isn't. If you want to attack any city at all, you can do it with a minor garrison, and you will, in almost all circumstances, win. Have they even brought a battering ram yet? No, they haven't. So we've got to wait for a little bit. So we wanted to make city defences actually, well, easier if you're defending and much harder if you're attacking. And the only options available to us were to improve the arrow towers or to add boiling oil back. And if you've played the base Med 2, you will know that boiling oil is the most rage-inducing feature this game ever had. In the span of 5 to 10 seconds, you could see well over 1,000 men burn to death with boiling oil. It was horrifically overpowered. And so obviously that was cut, and we don't want to add that back in. So making the arrow towers actually a threat rather than a little pea shooter that might pick off maybe 5 men in a battle between 2 armies of 4,000, we wanted it to actually really factor, because attacking the city should be hard regardless of the garrison. You've got all sorts of things fighting against you. And it has to be said, though, that smaller garrisons are easier to attack, as the arrow towers do join you once you have claimed the entire wall section. So they will fight on as long as any enemy unit still stands on top of the walls. If an enemy unit is gone, so if you've pushed them back or you've killed them, the arrow towers will stop attacking you. I've just had a horrible, horrible, horrible thought that actually they've not brought a battering ram and they aren't going to do anything. Oh no, they've got one over there. Right, so we're going to put some men on the walls to try and get them to do a thing, because otherwise we've just got 5 minutes of sitting here staring at absolutely nothing. That's the only problem with live streaming, is you cannot cut these bits out. Apparently I can get up there. That's interesting. Or is it telling me to go over there? We had a unit on that wall, didn't we? So why can't I get up there anymore? Well, we're going to try to get up there. So the arrow towers, the answer to the question in short is just we wanted city battles to actually be hard if you're attacking, and if you're defending to be easier. So that's why we did it. And we can't add cannons, of course. So the only other option was arrow towers. But it is a good question, and it is a question that is brought up a lot, because a lot of people get really frustrated that the arrow towers do so much damage. Why can't you go up on those walls? Can I get you to go up there, maybe? Oh, interesting. And then are you just going to pop out all the way over there? You are, aren't you? Oh, no, there you go. Look, they've come out in that middle bit. Alright, well, we'll see how well they do over here. Oh, you're not going to be able to do anything over here. Well, if you can shoot anyone, I mean, shoot someone. Oh, not the Great Beast. And you can't reach over there. Oh, well. I think we are just going to be sitting here. We're almost halfway through. It takes 5 minutes at times 6 speed to do a battle. So I'm afraid you've just got 5 minutes. So this is a fantastic time for questions if you have any. As normally I would cut this bit out. And this time we can't. What I am wary of, though, is I don't actually want to waste all of our arrows on the Great Beasts in case they do bring the rams up at the very, very end. So I'm going to pull all the archers back to where they were. And we will just sit and wait. Ardus Kane says, oh yes, arrow towers. I once lost 2 units of Ologai and 2 units of trolls to those. Yeah, they are powerful. I mean, they're not baluster towers. We haven't given every city like baluster towers. We just gave them slightly better arrow towers, that's all. Sebastian Besselink also said the same thing. It is only possible to avoid waiting on a replenishment if the unit is restricted to a certain building. If you need to build a certain building first, now the requirement. Yeah, that makes sense. Will we be implementing, Tom Greening says, will you be implementing the Reunited Kingdom script similar to that of Moss or your own twist? It won't be similar to Moss. You won't have a lore master that you have to go on a little quest with and running around the world to learn of Gondor and Arnor's heritage and get the Scepter of Anumnas, etc. We're trying to make the Reunited Kingdom relatively simple. We want it to be something that you can do quite early on. So if you really want to play as the Northern Dunedain, you can play as the Northern Dunedain. But if you want to go for the Reunited Kingdom early, that is viable. The time limiter at the moment is Aragorn's script. You have to complete his script to get that to start, is the plan anyway. And if you can get Aragorn's script through and finished, then you will be all right. And you should be able to then form the Reunited Kingdom almost immediately after you complete his script, maybe a touch before. So that's the plan for that. Have I ever played Bannerlord? No, I haven't. I've got Bannerlord, the latest one, Bannerlord 2. I haven't even installed it, let alone fired it up. I had it for a very, very long time. Vartalu Sadatin says, when is Ennard Wythe coming? Ennard Wythe, of course, is coming when version 5 comes, and I can't tell you when that'll be, because I just don't know. And we never give promises in modding, never give promises. Maxlas97, is it possible to link the strength of the arrow tower to the garrison building? For instance, higher level of garrison building gives higher level of towers. No, the towers are restricted primarily by the map type. So you can't have, for example, strong, powerful arrow towers on a town because it doesn't actually have the arrow towers. If you know what I mean. When you fight on a town, you get those sort of wooden watchtowers that have struts underneath them. And when you fight in a large town, you get the ones that actually are towers. They're built into the wall. The actual city level dictates what type of towers you can get. Thank you, Marcus Leitila. I'm pleased that you enjoy Divide and Conquer. I certainly enjoy Divide and Conquer. Can we add a Hobbit cavalry with ponies? Absolutely no. Absolutely no way. Hobbit cavalry with ponies, no. If you are just joining us and you're wondering why nothing is happening, the AI has completely bugged out and they're not bringing their battering ram to the gate. And we have no choice but to sit here and wait it out because we are live. And of course this would happen live. This happens once in a blue moon. In fact, this is the first time I think this has ever happened in this campaign specifically. And it has to happen when we go live. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Chris GR 2010. Have you ever played the first weird RTS Lord of the Rings game? War of the Ring, I think it's called. I've played War of the Ring, which is a fantastic game. And you have your little party, don't you? And you all take turns fighting. And the elf focuses on healing magic. The Dunedain guy was focused on sort of morale buffs. Oh, he was a Gondorian, wasn't he? I can't remember his name. The thing I remember the most about War of the Ring was the battle at Helm's Deep was so hard. And I only got through it by using a spell that the elf had whereby she could protect a teammate. So if they died, they'd instantly res. And so I'd make her protect herself, and then I'd cast a different spell, which would, or that same spell again, on someone else. And essentially she would just constantly keep bringing one person back, and they'd chip away at the health of, I think it was a troll that you had to fight at Helm's Deep. And that was the only way that I managed to win. But I saw that Izzy was playing War of the Ring, I think, if memory serves. So I don't know how he's managed to emulate that, because I'm sure it's a console-only game. But anyway, there we are, finally. Thank goodness for that. We can actually go and do a thing now.
And we must settle for a small victory.
We've forced them off. I don't know why they broke there. I think, actually, it's because of the great beasts, because great beasts are elephants, and the AI is programmed to think that elephants can break down gates, because they can, of course, in the base game. And so they send their elephants forward to the gate, only to realise that in this version they can't actually break down the gates. And I think that's what causes that problem, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But in any event, I don't want us to have to sit through 3 or 4 sieges where we just sit and do nothing. So if that is going to be the case, I am probably going to cheat win those battles so that we just don't have to fight them. Because that would just be the most boring thing ever. And I don't really want to do that, to be honest. Dolph Elf asks, is the Ardenium faction lore-based? Kind of. Their foundation is based in lore, in that they come from colonies further south than Umbar that were founded by the King's Men, or the Dark Numenorians. But there is nothing at all in the lore to suggest that those colonies actually survived past the end of the sort of Numenor downfall, or much into the Third Age after the kin strife between Gondor and Umbar, and the removal essentially of all the Dark Numenorians from the south. There's nothing to suggest they survived beyond that, but we've taken the liberty of assuming they did survive beyond that, and that is the foundation of that faction. Weren't they besieging Caer Andros in the last episode as well? Where's that army gone? Oh, he's going up there. They want Gelebrin back. Oh, well, you're not going to get Gelebrin back. Right, you're moving up to Lome.
Yes. Your will, my lord.
Everyone is moving up to Lome.
Orders.
Yes.
Not possible.
Have we got an army coming up in ships, or am I just dreaming that? Yes, no, they're going into that ship there. Yes, so we've got that is the best army we've had in a long time, and I'm not undecided as to whether I want to send it to the Black Gate, or whether we want to push through into Cirith Ungol with it. The Third Age is what I'm thinking of. Of course, not War of the Ring, sorry. War of the Ring is the RTS, that's why you use the words RTS, isn't it? Apologies. Yes, no, I've not played War of the Ring. I've played Third Age. Right. So we got the boat that's going to come through. Oh, they can already move a little bit. They're a good 3 turns or so. I think I probably will cheat win battles at Tirith Lome, because I really don't want to risk that happening again. And I hope you can all understand why I'm going to do that. All of you might as well go there, and we can merge you into certain battalions, I'm sure. We've got more troops coming through. But otherwise, I think that's actually all we can do, because we just need that army to come up now. That's about all we are waiting on. You can't give me anything. I've already looked at you. I needed something to train from you, really. Dol Amroth, have you got any other training options? Oh, yeah, we've got a fair few. Although they're rubbish. Low tier things. We don't want low tier things. Etheland. All 4 turns off the Prince's Stables, and thereafter the White Knights will come through. I've just said we don't want low tier things, and I'm queuing them up. We definitely want javelins, and who's the nearest place that actually can give me siege? Haldenur, maybe? No. We could get a Ballaster Maker up in here in 4 turns, though. Oh, that's the stables. Ballaster Maker, there we are. That is the best thing to take down those beasts. So if that's what we need to rely on, that is what we will rely on. Tirithoros, send your troops north to Adrihil's seat. I have some troops in the fort in Ithilien. Those ones are gone, and there aren't any in that one. So they are all off. Oblivion plays, ruler of a brilliant hall, and OBH. Any rough plans for revamping Mordor? No, I don't really have any. We have no real plans for the Mordor yet. We know we want to change Mordor, but I don't know what we're going to do. So there's nothing I can tell you about Mordor at the moment, I'm afraid. We have no idea what the plan will be. It will be something, though, like the Northern Dunedain Beacon of Hope system, but an evil version. Version 5 will not make any changes to the Ring script. They will be in future versions thereafter. They won't be in version 5. Right, Mordor have attacked us again. If it's the same army with Great Beasts, if they don't have Great Beasts, we'll fight the battle. If they've got Great Beasts, then I'm going to cheat win it. And I apologise. Many of you will absolutely hate me for that. There's nothing I can do. That's okay, Izzy. Thank you very much for coming along and saying hello. You have a lot of people asking you questions, so maybe you should stay around. I have had problems with Great Beasts, Arthanatos. They have already caused one of our battles to bug out. We didn't lose it, fortunately, though. Estelle has given us a meeting hall, and Haldaner got those roads, so the ballisters will be able to make the ballastai will be able to make their way up quicker and easier. Something we can do is actually just take the fight to them, and then that solves our crashing problem. So if you can all go and stand there, as many of you as can get there anyway, and then we don't have to cheat. We do have to fight, but we don't have to cheat. Can you get to that army? He can, but they can't. Yeah, go on board, Ivnir. We need another general involved in that. We'll send those out anyway, because you never know. Caer Andros has no troops in it now. Oh, but they're only a turn away. And the army has arrived at Gelebrin. Alright, here we go. This is to school Mordor. And it will only be that army that is involved. So I think we should win, to be honest. I will control Bornivnir's army, or he'll get it killed. And the backup army is involved, so we do get all of these forces in one. Fantastic. There's the beasts, there's the trolls. Let's thin these buggers out and get them packing back to Mordor. Hello, everyone. Coastal Wardens, a cost-effective way of dealing with the beasts. That is almost certainly true, actually. Because they're cheap as chips, aren't they? Right, here we stand. That is as close as we can get to them. Our reinforcements might not actually come in now. I've just had a thought. Because this map is one of those where the reinforcements are a bit bugged. So this might be all we're going to get. Oh, no. No, they did. And they're coming in quite a good place, actually. Right, out you go. Go. Now, the AI has a really annoying trait of really focusing on your reinforcements. Something I've seen them do quite a lot is they note where your main army is and then they ignore it completely and they just go for your reinforcements. And it can be very, very annoying, as I've just said, because it's an annoying trait. Just repeat yourself, Gallo. 3 or 4 times. That should work. We don't really want to sprint, but we can speed it up at least. Hopefully they're just going to pull back, but sometimes they just really hone in on reinforcements. I mean, in this instance, obviously, it might actually be in their best interest to go and take out our reinforcements before our main, before they can link up with the other army. But 9 times out of 10, they'll go and attack like one unit that's running in from somewhere, and they'll ignore the army that has 20 units in it, or 20 companies in it. Oh, thank you very much, Izzy. Unlooked for, but very welcome. Thank you very much indeed. JD, if you like Dorwinian, then version 5 is going to be right up your street, because the changes to... Or are they in version 4.5? No, they're version 5, aren't they? The changes to the Avari and the way that the whole script works, and the addition of Mornathel as a region, you should like that. It all brings something a little new to the Dorwinian table. I really like Dorwinian, and I'm pleased that they're a very fleshed out nation now. They're good to play. Kimmelkad. Oh, hello, Lynx is here. Oh, it must be very late in the evening for you. Alright, we are close to them now. Oh, while that army repositions, let's actually set our main army up. So, archers, prepare yourselves, move forward. Don't go too far forward, but just go forward. Then we'll take units that are slightly more defensive. And we'll group you up. We've still got to deal with those beasts. But we've got the javelins. I've just put the javelins in that line, haven't I, and taken them out. No, because I grouped all of those. We've got you and you. Come to there. And then we've got you two. Istion has taken a right beating, but Elfir at least has sort of healed up. Right, the reinforcing army that's over here, if you would all run, because you're going to take way too long to get into the battlefield otherwise. So, this is our reinforcing army. You've got to climb this horrible slope to come and be of use. Get up that as quick as you can. Our main army is in position. The enemy is firing back. We'll trade arrows with them for as long as they like. We massively outclass them in range. We are obviously not a fantastic ranged nation, but we are 10 times better than Mordor's pathetic excuse for archery. Uruks and Orcs, you aren't going to do anything. Which is interesting, isn't it? Because if you take the Orc creation story that they were made from elves, then they should be good archers. Because why just because they've been twisted and corrupted? Why would they have lost any of their innate abilities? Add Farmer Maggot's hounds as warg riding hobbits. I think we're going to have to give that one a bit of a pass there, I'm afraid. Right, they're coming in. Right, you need to save yourselves for those beasts. Do not fire until the beasts are in line. I'm not as worried about the trolls. I should be, because trolls are just as decimating. But trolls don't have as much of a knockdown effect. They do knock down your troops, but beasts can just waltz into a line of forces and they'll just absolutely annihilate them. Right, all of you guys, if you can sprint again, please. Move those two into the... Actually, one of the best ways to deal with trolls is to charge them with cavalry, so that's a bit of a waste. Oh no, don't go that way, go that way. Don't risk getting tangled with the beasts. Archers, continue firing no matter what. Javelin troops, get ready, they're closing in. Get a bit of a charge bonus there. They're coming. Everybody stand ready. This is our chance to show that we can do it. We can kill these beasts. I'd really like you to be javelin ready, though. Oh, you are javelin ready. Good. Right, they're in range. Come on. Come on, why do you go so slowly? This is not the time to be timid. Throw your giant ass spears into the eyes of these monstrosities. Give them another one if you can. Let's get him up early doors. Oh, those Sathron Lancers are going to give us chip. Oh, yes! Yes! Lebanon Marines, you monsters of war. Give them another go. Give them another go. Give them another go, please. I can't believe how overwhelmingly they just crushed those beasts. I also can't believe that I, as the bloody head of this mod, have lost so many troops to those beasts when the answer is actually just hit them with javelins and hit them hard. Right, cavalry, try and kill those lancers off joint one. Apologies, I'm not really following the chat at the moment, but I really, really, really want to kill these beasts. And I'd really like to defeat anyone that tries to attack Lome so we don't have that bug again. And our best bet is focusing and just defeating anyone that comes. Our reinforcing army is actually quite sizable, and, well, it's sizable, that doesn't mean it's good. They're taking a long-ass time to get up this hill. But these ones should massacre those Southron Lancers, and then once they're freed up, we can start hitting some of these in the back. They're running amok, but do throw your javelins at them. If we can finish those, that'll be good. Take them as a threat away. So does that make Orcs immortal is a very, very good question. And one that, if memory serves, again, I don't think Tolkien touches on. Because he never set in stone, if you'll pardon the pun, because that's one theory of how they're created. He never set in stone how Orcs are actually created. We can't therefore suggest whether or not they have immortality. But of course, the standard interpretation would be if they are made of elves, if they are corrupted elves, then therefore they must have immortality. Because the elves that they come from had immortality. But Tolkien puts such a focus on the soul, the fear, that it could well be that through corruption they lose some sort of immortality because they are no longer what they were before. Is a potential theory. Oh, the reinforcements are finally here. The javelins absolutely decimated the beasts, and now we turn their attention onto the Morannon Guard. Our archers aren't really doing out at the moment, but they're not really getting shot at. What are we on? 37 of them and only 9% of us. Ah, yes, it's going to be a win today. It is going to be a win today. Right, cavalry, ignore the Southron Lancers now. And you guys that are coming up from the bottom, where did I make you go? Run a bit quicker. I know you're exhausted, but like, give me a bit more pep than that. Got the cavalry over there, we can shut down the archers. Look at our pike line holding so stalwartly. This Morannon Guard do not know what hit them. On that side though, we are taking some losses. The Haven Guard have done very well. The Trolls are down to only 3. Right, come out of defensive mode. Flank onto the left. You guys are ready? Black Orc archers, please. Right, the halberds seem to be going down the hill for our main line. Oh, the lancers came and shut us off. Gonjo militia! Coastal wardens up the hill. Come on, guys. Just a bit more. Just give us a bit more. The fate of your nation is at stake, and you are basically walking up that hill. Think of your children, your wives, your families. The greater good. You would risk it all for a brief moment of respite. Joshua CK Lamo 277. Hello, Mr. Arachir. Hello to you as well, sir. I do hope you're well. In fact, I hope everyone watching is well, to be honest. It's a particularly grey and dreary day here in England, but then here in England, it's a grey and dreary day basically every day. Any other type of weather is few and far between. But hopefully it's a nicer day where you are. Perurin asks, would you rather have Medieval 3 or a Medieval 2 remaster? I would rather have Medieval 2 remaster because it would probably mean that we can then port our mods into it. Whereas Medieval 3 will be a whole nother level of modding that I almost certainly won't bother with. My time will rise and fall with Medieval 2, as will many other modders, I should imagine. Right, our entire reinforcing army is currently being held up by these Uruk Halberds, who are winning decisively against those coastal wardens. But that matters not, because the chief resource of our army is now free to rain terror on our enemy. And as you can see, they are doing so with splendour. This is but the first journey, the first step on the long march to the fall of Barad-dûr. But whether or not we're able to do that in 2 hours remains to be seen. We're 30 minutes in as we speak, and we fought 2 battles, and one of them was a waste of time. Hello, Stephen K. Hi, and thanks for the content. thank you very much for watching and enjoying the content. It is well received. Oh, what's going on over here? Moran and Guard, they appear to be in Schiltron formation. Oh no, they're just really bunched up. Give them a proper charge. Elfir returning glory to the family name. Oh, that's nice to see. When you see units getting thrown into the air, that always gives you just a brief rush. Rain asks, hey Gallo, just a quick question. Is the Ardanaim going to receive some new buildings to look Numenorian in the later updates? As I can't really play them due to it breaking my immersion. What is Numenorian, Rain, is the question. How do you define a Numenorian architecture? Because, of course, the peoples that the Ardanaim are based on are descendants of Numenor that have lived their entire life in the deserts of Far Harad. I can't imagine they'd be building the same types of buildings, particularly given that stone is not all that prevalent in the deserts of Far Harad. And so it's more likely they will build them out of whatever are the local resources, which is the reason why they have Middle Eastern architecture. Right, our reinforcements didn't actually prove needed after all that. But coastal wardens who are here, I want you to kill that great beast. Can you throw your javelins from there? No, they have none of it. Come and slay that beast so that we don't have to wait for the timer to run out. What's going on over here? Who's still left? Oh, that Morannon Guard. What is going on with that Morannon Guard? Just surround them. Right, they're pretty much the only units left fighting now. Everyone else has fled. So it's just the Uruk Halbeards and that great beast. So if we can get those coastal wardens out. Oh, yes! Yes! They can't hold us here! We will slaughter them all. Golden Sword in the battle today. 153 kills. Haven Guard. No surprises. Absolute stalwarts. 134 Amrothian pikemen. Again, not surprised. The pikemen were in their element today. And 102 Blackroot Vale archers. Fan-bloody-tastic. It has been some 6 years in England since a white Christmas. All we have now is rain. Indeed. Indeed. But then recently I learnt that whilst obviously the depiction is always that it rains in England, as far as European locations go, England is not the worst place if you really hate rain. As I understand it, either Brussels or Bruges has infinitely more rain a year than us, or not infinitely. It has about 60 more days of rain a year or something like that. And Cologne in southern Germany also has more rain than England. Kill them all. Fantastic. If we can bolster the garrison here, that will, at least in the short term, just stop them from attacking us, which is what we can hope for. We will have 3 generals, but what we will do is pull out the battalions that are completely useless. And ideally those Haven Guard, if we could get those away, we could get them retrained. You guys aren't going to be going anywhere. We'll just disband you. Oh, I should have just left them in there for that short time, though, shouldn't I, really? Oh, well. Fantastic news. And that big reinforcement army is coming up there, and the one in the river is only a few turns away. If we take him all the way up towards Gilead, where we can disembark, that's as far as we can go. Oh, it's only 2 turns. Oh, that's nice to see. And you're sending more units up as well. The army musters. In the west, our army that was sent to assist Gondor is totally not needed. Gondor are just absolutely walking all over Isengard now. We are not required over here, to be honest. The best bet, really, would be to disband this army just to get the money back. But we'll help them out. It can't hurt us to help our allies, can it? So we shall do that. Oh, I'll train your archers. Yes, please. You can give us 2 more elite units. Yes, please. Put all of you in the ship. Oh, actually, I would want to take all of them. Our secondary army is forming, and it's looking quite nice indeed. They haven't yet made it to Gellerbrunn. Oh, you can build public baths. A markedly different UI style to the others. And you can retrain them. Why can you retrain them? There must be armor upgrades, I suppose. Now, the only unit we might be able to train here is the Guardians, or Minas Ithil Guardians, but they require 60% Dunedain culture. And we are currently at 6%, which means even though we have a baluster range here, actually, somewhere, because that is a siege works catapult maker, there it is. We need 25% Dunedain culture before we can train that here. Damn shame.
Leaving the army.
My mic is crackling. Is it crackling again? Damn. I don't know what to do about that then. This is the second time that I have now started and continued this live stream today, and there's absolutely nothing I can do. The only thing I can do is, again, stop the stream and go out and try and figure out what's going on. I have no idea why it's doing it.
Show yourselves!
I heard it back from earlier. I heard what it sounded like from earlier. I don't know what is causing it, I'm afraid. And it annoys me to no end, as you might imagine. This is... Well, I mean, obviously all the things that you're writing out is very helpful and useful to me. But I've never had any trouble with this mic in normal recordings. I think it's something to do with my connection, I should imagine, rather than my mic itself. I think it's something to do with the live stream process itself, not actually the mic. So I apologise for that. You can hear me talk, but it's not pleasing to the ears. Yeah, no. The only thing, as I say, I can think to do is to just stop the stream and start again. But I don't want to have to do that 3 or 4 times in a go. I don't know. I can't change it on the fly is the only thing as well. If I unplug the mic, it will default to a different mic, and then the quality will be atrocious. So I apologise. I will, for this one, I think I will just plow on. I don't want to have to start again, only for it to happen again in a moment. I have no idea what to do, really. Sorry about that. Oh, 2 Nazgul generals. My gut instinct is that perhaps it has actually changed and is now trying to pick up my mic from the camera, is the only thing I could guess.
Yes.
Did that army have any great beasts in it? No, so we can let them siege us, that's fine. So I apologise for the sound quality. It's taken a dip. I will try and figure out... I'll fiddle around with the streaming settings throughout the week and see what's happening. Do let me know if the sound quality changes at any point. But my gut instinct, as I say, is that it's probably changed the mic and it's now recording the sound from my camera rather than my mic. It didn't do this at all last week. That's very, very annoying. And as you say, the game itself isn't crackly. But I can't edit and play around with it while the stream is running is the only annoying thing. I'm just desperately racking my brains trying to think what could I do. But I don't think there's anything I can think of. But I'm sure it's related to the stream rather than the... It started around 15 minutes ago. Jesus. That's disappointing. I'm sure it must be related to the stream. I wonder if I can change the stream settings on the fly. I wouldn't have thought so. I really would not have thought so. But I can at least pull up the NVIDIA thing and check it's recording the right one. Yeah, no, there's no changes there. It's recording the right microphone. And I can't change the settings on the fly, as you might expect. Which is not unsurprising to me. Yeah, and it's definitely using the right mic, so I don't know, I'm afraid. So I apologise for that. It's going to really annoy me. That's why it's making me think we should just pause. We're only 30 minutes in. We'll just do it in two staunches. And then I can fiddle around with it and come back. You know, I am going to do that because otherwise it's just going to really piss me off. So I'm going to again pause, stop this, and then I'll just carry on again when I think I've got it fixed. So go get a drink or something, and we'll go from there. I'll be back in a